Happy holidays. I'm so excited. We're finally at Christmas. We can uh, put a close to our Vlognica marathon. And I wanted to finish up with another video on zeolite. We got so many questions, so many comments about zeolite. We wanted to do a follow-up on how Melissa's doing after using it for her MS. And so we're going to answer some of the questions that we've gotten. We've just gotten flooded with questions, and so we thought we'd put out a video to answer a lot of those and introduce you to Melissa and hear a little bit about her MS journey as well. But first, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe. Also, we have a link in the description below to the zeolite product that we use. It's a powdered zeolite from a company called ZeoHealth. I use that because every little scoop in this canister contains a whole gram of zeolite, and there's 400 scoops in a canister. Compare that to the liquid zeolite that has something like 15 milligrams. So a gram is 1,000 milligrams. So every scoop's got like several bottles worth of liquid zeolite in it. So that's why I prefer it, because all the studies show that you have to have high amounts of zeolite for it to be effective in reversing the symptoms and capturing the heavy metals and all the different toxins that this picks up. So wanted to answer some of these questions, give you an update on Melissa, my girlfriend. So, you know, she's had MS now for 2 years. In January, it'll be 2 years since her diagnosis. It wasn't a mild case. Her whole left side of her body went numb. She was walking like she was drunk. You know, she had no coordination. And her eye, the nerve to her eye stopped working. So one eye, when she would move her eyes left to right, only one eye could move. So her eyes were crossed. She had to wear a patch, otherwise she was seeing double. And she had a couple other flare-ups where she had numbness. It was almost like a Bell's palsy. Had trouble speaking normally, and coordination and numbness, and symptoms would pop up depending on which nerves were attacked. She would have various symptoms. So we're very excited because she has had no significant symptoms in about 9 months. Occasionally she'll get tired at night. One of the symptoms is fatigue. So occasionally she'll say she's really tired at 8:30 or 9 in the evening. But otherwise, you know, we go jogging, we go hiking, we have a normal life. She's just like she was before she was diagnosed. But when the MRI came back, it said she had too many lesions to count on multiple parts of the brain as well as the spinal cord. So it wasn't a subtle case. They said it was one of the more extreme cases, at least on the MRI. So wanted to introduce you to Melissa, and so you can get it from the horse's mouth, so to speak. So what was your experience when you started taking zeolite and ever since then?
So before I started taking zeolite, I was having a really bad relapse. It even seemed kind of worse than my initial relapse when I was diagnosed. I had gotten the eye movement thing again, where I couldn't move my eye. So I was wearing an eye patch, and I was in the last semester of school also, so it was like a really busy time. And when I would walk through school, I would feel like I couldn't even walk in a straight line. Like I would just be like, just zero coordination, zero balance, and I felt like everybody thought I was drunk. So Hisu Muscle tested that I should take zeolite 3 times a day for 30 days. So I started doing that, and I never missed a dose. And it was pretty amazing because up to that point, it wouldn't go away, and it was kind of getting worse. But right at the 30-day mark, it was like the symptoms had completely resolved right on that 30-day mark.
Great. And how long ago was that?
From what I count, the day that I was officially symptom-free, that I noticed completely I was symptom-free, was April 1st, 2020. And it's now Christmas, so basically 9 months ago. And I have had some symptoms since then, but they're very, very mild in comparison to what I was dealing with before. Before, I was pretty much having little flare-ups like every month or every month and a half where I would just see something would go numb. Either the side of my face would go numb or the back of my head, like half of my head would feel like just numb and weird. Now if I have any symptoms at all, it's just like the tiniest little patch of numbness that I'll feel like right here, but it'll go away like within like a day or two as long as I get enough sleep and eat right.
Well, we test you for it occasionally, and once in a while test that you should have one dose, right?
Yeah, once in a while I do take a little bit. But yeah, and I can't say that zeolite is the only thing we've been doing. Since the beginning, I've eaten all plant-based, which I feel like has a lot to do with my good state with MS. We've also done like a lot of supplements and just eating right, sleeping right, trying to lower stress. That's a big trigger for a lot of people.
And good sleep.
Yeah, getting good sleep is really important.
All right.
That's it.
So overall, we're just incredibly grateful. She's doing so well. We're doing all the things so her body can recover and heal and not be on medications that have side effects. And so I wanted to address some of the frequently asked questions that we've been receiving. One is, does zeolite get into the bloodstream? Does it cross the blood-brain barrier? So if there's heavy metals in the brain, how does it get them out? And I've researched this, and the most credible sources that I've come across seem to indicate that zeolite does not get into the bloodstream. Essentially, it takes out all the toxins in the gut, and as we know, there's a connection between the gut and the brain. So it helps heal the gut, and that seems to be how the brain is repaired. Also, when you remove toxins from the gut, it creates very low concentration, and so toxins or any kind of chemical, including minerals, go from places of high concentration to places of low concentration. So if there's higher concentrations of toxins in the blood, it'll cross the gut membrane to go into the gut. So it's kind of a permeability issue. So that's how I've heard it explained, that zeolite removes toxins from the blood. It's indirect. By removing all the toxins in the gut, it creates a place of very low concentration, and then the toxins empty into the gut, just through the principle of permeability and concentration balancing. We've also gotten questions about side effects. People have said they've gotten headaches or various things like that. I don't understand that because everything I've read shows that zeolite has no toxic effects. Essentially, side effects happen when a chelating agent takes a toxin and then it lets go of that toxin in some other part of the body. In other words, it binds to it loosely and then it lets it go and it creates a reaction. But zeolite binds very tightly to toxins, so once it captures it, it removes it through the intestinal tract. So it doesn't make any sense that there would be like a Herxheimer reaction or a headache from that. So it's either not related, from what I understand, or something else. There might be some other explanation for headaches, but I don't believe it causes any detox reactions. Like I say, she was taking it 3 times a day for a full month, and there was no reactions like that. Also, zeolite in California is very hard to get. There's some barriers to shipping it to California, and so we have plenty of it here. So if you're having trouble getting it, let us know and we can ship it to you. But if you're not in California, you can just order it through Zeo Health, and we've got the link in the description below. So hope that helps. Hope you've had fantastic holidays, and we'll see you again soon.